Hello everyone, it's Loxley here and welcome to another video about the coronavirus. It's the 5th of March, Thursday the 5th of March, and another day with lots of stories. Every time I make a video the numbers change, so I'm actually going to record the numbers separately later and put it in here. Right, here I am with the up-to-date numbers for today. Today, the total number of cases, 97,873 cases worldwide, 3,352 deaths. And surprise, surprise, the UK numbers have shot up. Yesterday I think the UK was at 80 or something like that, 81. And today the UK has added an extra 28 and is now at 115 cases with 1 death. The death has not been added to this list, but I've seen the death already on the news, so yeah. Anyway, today Italy has the most confirmed cases with 769 new cases and 41 deaths. Iran following closely with 591 new cases and 15 deaths. South Korea with 467 new cases and 5 deaths. Another surprise from Europe is Germany. 252 new cases in Germany. Oh dear, oh dear. And France with 92 new cases. China, 160 new cases. Most likely all of them are in the Hubei province, and I'm guessing the deaths, 32 deaths, I'm guessing they're all in the Hubei province as well. So those are the numbers generally. Europe is suffering right now, and a lot of other places have added new cases. Right now the coronavirus, which is not a pandemic, has affected 87 countries and territories worldwide. Not a pandemic. So there you go, now at least you know the numbers are up to date as of editing this video. So that's the latest I can do it. That's the last point that I can add the numbers in. All right, let's go, let's get into the stories. First things first, David and Sally Abel are still alive and doing well. So that's good news. I was worried a little bit because I hadn't heard from them. They were the two that were always on the news from the Diamond Princess, well, in the UK news at least. So good to hear from them. They are doing well. They put a video up on their YouTube channel, so you can go check that out. I might put a link in the description down below. Japan has insisted that they will go on with the Olympic Games, which is kind of sad news and good news, I guess. Good for the economy and sad for the lives and the health of everyone. And I don't think it's going to be very successful because I don't think people will be willing to travel to Asia so soon after this outbreak. I think it's just too soon. Sticking with Japan, they are also running out of toilet paper. I don't get the fascination with toilet paper. What is it? What's going on in the world? What's this fascination with clearing out the toilet paper? Australia, Japan, South Korea, Italy, Spain, America, like what is going on with toilet paper? Why? If you haven't got any food, I don't think you're gonna be needing toilet paper, so let's just think about that. Pictures were floating around the internet of a man in New York City who had passed out in the street and he was wearing a face mask. So at the moment, I haven't got any information as to whether he was infected with the coronavirus or if it was related to the coronavirus, but that's the kind of thing that we've been seeing from a lot of the other countries where the infections have been going crazy. Ah, this battery is going to run out again. I always forget to check the battery. So the US is saying that within 30 days the world is going to erupt with infections, and I think that's pretty accurate because only 30 days ago this virus was pretty much only in China. Every other country that's added to the list right now, 30 days ago they probably didn't have any cases, or they might have had like 1 single-digit cases, and now look at what's going on, Italy and Iran. And soon to be America. I'm telling you, America's gonna have a massive problem. Sticking with America. I'm not from America, I don't live in America, and no one in America has told me for sure about what's going on there, but what I've read in the newspapers, so like I say, what I've read in the newspapers is that in America, if you're infected with coronavirus, you have to pay the bill yourself, and your insurance won't necessarily cover the testing and won't necessarily cover the care if you are infected. What I'm thinking is, when there's something like this, a pandemic, okay, the WHO didn't call it a pandemic yet, but when there's something like this going around and you know that it only takes 1 person to infect the earth, as it's been proven right now, 1 person who doesn't want to pay, or 1 person who can't pay, because I've heard that the tests are quite expensive, like $2,000–3,000 for a test. And that's not even thinking about the care that you might need after if you are infected. So what if there is someone poor that gets it? What if someone really poor who can't afford it gets infected, and as a result they can't go to the hospital, they can't do anything, they're just roaming around the streets passing it on to everyone? What happens then? Now I'm going off on a tangent here because I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but if someone could tell me what's going on in America, if you are infected, does the government cover the costs? And do you have to pay to be tested? Because if you have to pay to be tested, that is ridiculous. They're gonna have a massive problem. So Iran has temporarily freed 54,000 prisoners. temporarily. How the hell are they gonna find them again to put them back into prison? I'm not sure how that works. And I'm not sure why. Because if they're in prison, surely they are safer in the prison? How does freeing the prisoners help to combat the spread of the virus? Unless the virus got into the prison and they had no way of stopping the spread. Like, I just don't understand. If you know there's an outbreak, how do you manage to get the virus into the prison? Although, to be honest, Iran seems to be a bit of a mess right now. The leaders have all got infected and they weren't wearing face masks. The guy was coughing and spluttering in a room with all those press and other department heads. Oh, it's a bit of a mess, I'm sorry. But 54,000 prisoners running around on the streets now does not sound like a place that I would like to be during the coronavirus outbreak. And I still have a question about the need for these deep cleans that I'm seeing happening. You know, when you close somewhere down because someone had the coronavirus in that place, the scientists and everyone has already said that the virus can live for like 4 days, 5 days, 9 days at max in like optimum conditions. So if the place is closing down for 2 weeks, what's the need for a deep clean as they're going around with those blasting those disinfectants and everything and closing the place still for like a week or two? Like, what's the need for the deep clean? Because the virus will die by itself. Like, they could just do a normal clean after like 10 days or something like that. So you give the virus time to die by itself and then give it a clean after 10 days. And surely that's enough. I just don't understand like these disinfectant blasters that they're going around and they're wiping. I don't know, it just seems a bit like hypocritical. Like, does the virus die or not after 10 days? And finally, I just want to talk about these cruise ships, these doomed cruise ships. If you are in the cruise ship industry, get out now. If you own a cruise ship, try and sell it now. Anything to do with cruise ships, get out. Cruise ships will not survive this coronavirus. Who's going to want to go on a cruise ship after all the stories? Who's going to want to take a cruise? I mean, I've said it before, I would never take a cruise after this. Never. Never, 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 never. Never. So right now, there's a cruise ship named Grand Princess off the coast of San Francisco, and 2,500 people, roughly, have already disembarked in California, and someone on that cruise ship died from the coronavirus. So 2,500 potentially infected people roaming around California, untraceable. We have a problem. And also a cruise ship off the coast of Greece right now, MSC Opera. People on there have tested positive or are being tested. 2,300 passengers being held there on that cruise ship. Another cruise ship that's been turned away from a few countries, including Jamaica, and that's heading towards Mexico right now. It's MSC Cruises, one of their cruise ships. So it just seems right now that if you're on a cruise ship anywhere in the world right now, you better just jumping out and swimming if you can, because I just don't think that any country is going to accept a cruise ship during this outbreak. You just don't know who's got it. And as we've seen with Japan, the cruise ships seem to be the petri dish for viruses. It's just like a place where they can incubate and spread and everyone gets it because you're all sharing the same air and you're in the same confined spaces, and ooh, it's just disgusting. So anyway, let me know what you think, and I'm going to leave it there. I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a comment down below. Let's talk about this stuff. I don't know everything. Maybe you know more than me. Just let me know if I've got something wrong, or if you want to talk about something else, let me know in the comments down below. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.